Earlier, CCTV's Malini Wilkes spoke with Cole Bockenfeld, director of Advocacy at the Project on Middle East Democracy, and they talked about what the al-baghdadi video says and what it means for the Islamic State about a month after capturing the city of Mosul.
Well, they're definitely feeling absolutely confident and not really threatened militarily or politically, that they feel they've sort of secured that area. They definitely feel like they have the backing of the local community there. And that they're really not under any sort of immediate threat from either the Maliki government or any sort of outside forces.
And do you think that they really do have the support of the local community at this point?
I think at this point they do. It's a bit of kind of an arrangement of convenience. I think for a lot of the local tribes and local leaders that they've sort of backed ISIS as a way to get back at the Maliki government, as a sort of temporary alignment of purposes. I don't know if that will last. You know, it depends a lot on what Maliki does and how that sort of government formation unfolds.
And talk about that. Where does that stand at this point?
At this point, Maliki's really dug in his heels. I mean, there's been a lot of pressure from the outside, definitely from the U.S. Of course, the visit by Secretary Kerry, but also even outside, other outside forces, and even some within his own party, within the coalitions that support him, have been pushing him to say, look, you need to step aside for a sort of government of national salvation or a unity front. Or make some compromises to give out key posts to some of his opposition. But so far, he's really not been willing to do that, not been willing to negotiate, and definitely plans to, and is trying to stay on for a third term.
And can he succeed? Does he have the political machinery and the militias, the military strength to stay on?
In the short term, it looks like he does. In the short term, of course, his party still has the most seats out of anyone in there, and that's an argument he's used, is to say, well, bring the number of seats that I have, and then we'll talk about giving power up. So on the political front, he is, it looks like, holding his coalition together. There's some gaps in there that may widen, but so far he's holding that together. On the military side, it does look like Baghdad is secure, that they've sort of managed to stop the forward movement of ISIS and its allies, and that I think, at least in the short term, he'll be able to maintain his control of that part of the country and several other pockets. Whether that's sustainable, I don't think so in the long term.
And why is that?
Well, in the long term, this is a political solution at its root. I think the grievances that we see sort of at the root of this, and sort of the advance of groups like ISIS and some of the alliances you're seeing formed, is born out of a very deep frustration with Maliki, the policies he's pursued, which are very exclusive, and frankly, so many of the broken promises that he just hasn't lived up to share power over the years. And so unless he is able to sort of change course and do so pretty dramatically, I think those grievances will continue to build.